Greetings, everybody, and welcome to G4G on YouTube. Today, we're taking a look at Marvel Heroes Server Emulator 0.5.0. A link to download the most recent server emulator will be down in the description below. And what we're going to do is we're going to walk through the process of updating the server emulator to version 0.5, play it, which I have not done yet, and see what it's about. From what I know, resources are working properly, summons are working properly, gear now has stats and everything like that. You can look on my channel for their trailer. It was one of the more recent uploads on my channel if you want to see what their trailer looks like, and that kind of describes the changes. If you want to learn how to get the Marvel Heroes files, the actual client, not just the fan-made server, you're going to want to go on my channel and search for, I think it was Playing Marvel Heroes in 2024 is the name of the video. That's the video that describes how you can get it. I'll give you a little bit of a brief synopsis or a clue. If you played it on Steam back in the day, you just basically go to your Steam library and say, okay, install Marvel Heroes again, and Steam will deliver it to you. If you did not play it on Steam, which was my case because I played it on the Gazillion launcher, not on Steam, you have to get it basically from the Internet Archive. The original video walks you through those steps. Once you get those files, you can actually jump right into the most recent server emulator, which as of today is 5. But if, as you can see here, the original version was the summer of 24, so that might give you an idea where it is on my channel. They came out with 3 about 3 months later. They came out with 4 through... Actually, they seem to be doing pretty good about a 3-month release cycle. I didn't notice that pattern before. It's really good, but Crypto and team are the guys working on this. I'll put a link to their Discord in the description also. But yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So these are the files that are in there for that one, and then they go in what I've called the MH server directory. So what you could do is you can do a drag and highlight, dump them out over here, and say, yes, you want to overwrite things. You will notice that there are files here like Setup Sorcerer Supreme and everything that are not in this zip file. That is because I believe, yeah, the Setup Sorcerer Supreme is much, much older and isn't used anymore. It should now just be setup. I'm not going to go through the setup and everything because mine has already been set up. But once you go through the setup, that's when the server batch files and the client batch files are created. They changed it at one point. It used to be called Star Client Bat, and then I actually don't know which one is the old one and which is the new one, but when you run the setup and you configure things, it creates these batch files. Okay, so Stop Server is the newer one. Start Server is the newer one. And I think probably Start Client is the newer one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start the server. This essentially uses Apache to create a fake Marvel Heroes server on your own machine. Then when you run the client, it detects that you're running a server on your machine and essentially connects the client to yourself. There is a public server out there. It is called Tahiti. I have never run the Tahiti configuration. I've not configured mine to do that. So you would have to find the information on their Discord. Some other people who may comment on this video could maybe help you with that, but I don't connect to the public servers. I just connect to my own. Will I eventually configure myself for Tahiti? Maybe. It's not a super high priority. So I'm going to pause the video real quick so that I can start the client and do my login and everything, so I will be back as soon as I log into the game locally. Okay, I am now logged into my client, quote unquote. As you can see, I now have achievements, so that's something that is new. Let's see, heroes type command, so enter. Available commands, account, AOI, debug, entity, instance, item, lookup tower, position, dance player, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's try command, dance. Or maybe just dance? Magik doesn't want to dance. That's funny. Okay, here are the achievements and everything. I do know in the last version of the game that I tested, the resources were eventually consuming. Or at least cooldowns were happening. Prior to the version 3 or 4, I could just skip around. Yeah, see, I ran out of my stepping disc over there. It used to be you could do that eternally. Let me try the demon summon. Oh yeah, that's the stuff right there. Man, okay, that makes me happy. Cause that should mean that Emma can mind control characters now, and they'll be my minions. That's something I'm looking forward to. It seems I have a costume box that might have been granted to me. Alright, there's a Hawkeye costume. Experience booster.
It is always so surprising what you can find on a battle.
Ooh, that X-Men insignia is way up there at 60. Oh, I remember those Achiever brews. Only 15 minutes though, but yeah, I remember those things. I remember the relics. Stats are looking pretty good there. I don't think I would want to change up my gear. I think I'm definitely wearing it for a reason. Oh, that's right. Emma's not map. Oops. There does seem to be something up there. Yeah, Emma's the med kit. Well, let's see if I can follow that. I have to get used to playing this game with my actual keyboard and everything, because back in the day I was using a Logitech keypad thing. Sometimes you may know it as like a Razer Tartarus or an Nostromo, but I have a Logitech G15, and that's how I used to play this. So basically, essentially like a mini keyboard. There's another device out there called an Azeron that looks like it could be fun. Oh, right. The Blood Rose Club. Okay. I remember this. I've got to get used to my binds again. It'd be really sick if they were ever able to get the rave from Blade in this game. A pretzel. That seems to only be 50. That's pretty... Okay, I'll get one of those. Looks like I've got another Matrix here. Credits. The one thing that I definitely remember about this game that is fortunately still around on YouTube is the Taskmaster video. Taskmaster recruitment video was always a lot of fun. You could find that up on YouTube if you've never seen it. Just search for Marvel Heroes Taskmaster video. It's very funny. All right, ASD. So D is Soul Brand. F is my cleaving. G is my summon. I remember this building definitely.
How profoundly unpleasant.
I always was a big fan of Magik back in the day. It was one of my favorite characters to play. One thing that I would recommend you guys do with the hero synergy system, level Cyclops as your first hero, because when you have leveled Cyclops and you activate his synergy, what happens is he gives you an experience boost when he turns 60. And it makes leveling other characters considerably more efficient. I forget who the boss is on this one. I don't believe it's Kingpin. But I used to live in this mission a lot. I will say I do miss the eternal stepping disc magic. The fact that she could just like cruise through levels by teleporting her way through it. Just, like doing that to infinity. But realistically, yeah, that is not the game. That is not how it operated. The work these guys have done on this game and their progress from version to version is definitely impressive. You know, when you go back and play 2, that original release, even the gap from 2 to 3 was big, and then 4, once you started getting good drops and everything like that, and now powers are working properly. Let me check my spirit. Yep, okay, spirit. Yeah, spirit is draining when I use it. Checking my inventory. Any upgrades here? Gloves. Lesser damage. Medkit cooldown. Yeah, that one's not worth it. Boots. More health. Health on hit. Okay. Switch that up. Looks like I'm missing one slot. Firestar, man, I always wanted Firestar in Marvel games, and when she showed up as a team-up in Marvel Heroes, I absolutely jumped all over that. She was pretty much my consistent buddy, because, you know, I grew up with Amazing Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends, which was Firestar and Iceman and everything.
Meddling ends now.
Doc Ock. Doc Ock stunned me. I love her stepping disc for getting out of things. It's so handy.
Well, all right. We won one.
High five. I remember that.
High five.
No high five.
Thank you. I was looking for that.
Oh, the hood and the tablet.
Sweet Christmas. Who the hell was that?
Calls himself the Hood.
So all the good names were taken?
Don't underestimate him. That cape and hood, let him teleport anywhere in the world.
Intel says he's a serious pretender to Kingpin's throne.
Damn it!
Okay then. Good job, everybody.
We just gave the Hood the edge he needs to take this entire city.
Ain't gonna happen. Someone somewhere knows where this
High
guy
five,
is.
everybody. Nope. High
We
five.
need to go to Fury with this.
Actually, I think I know who we should talk to first.
That voice actor for Spider-Man is really good. You get a very good Peter Parker vibe from him. You could hear like a lot of youth in it. Is that? It's just a Kingpin statue.
I sense.
Oh yeah, Clea takes over at this point in the plot, and she got this is all coming back to me. One thing that I did not do very much of in the original game was the raiding. I mean, I had a ton of 60s, but I wasn't part of like a guild or anything, and I didn't have a lot of friends who played it. So I was just sort of kind of a loner in it. I played it to have fun for myself, so I wasn't really pairing up with people running raids a lot. There was some raiding I did, but not much before the game died, unfortunately. Become invisible when you use your med kit. No, I think I like the bonus experience. Yeah, no, it maybe situationally, I would like this particular mystical energy, but I think I like the experience better for now. Let's look at the Doc Ock metal. Power radius, critical hit, area attacks, 5% knock them back. I still like the Shocker metal a little bit better. Poison Cloud one, I remember being kind of strong back in the day. But yeah, it's nice to see the effects returning again. There's a buff display down there where it's showing my pretzel buff.
Just thought I'd mention the fact that you
Achievements, cool.
You around here. That's a big part of why we're after the tablet. Something seems to be playing jump rope with the fabric of reality.
Yeah, and then the lead into the tab. Yep, I definitely remember that, the story stuff over there. Let's check out if news has got anything. Welcome to the 5th release of the server emulator, improving the power system, which resulted in sweeping changes to the field of combat. Also are the achievements in the Infinity system. That came a little later in the game. That was not in the beginning parts of the game. Use the navigation buttons in the bottom right to browse. You can open this panel again by hitting N. Alright, so character, that's C. Social panel doesn't have anybody because I'm, essentially offline, just connected to my own machine. Roster has, your current roster of heroes and their team ups and their levels and everything. You just click on one and it will switch out. So I believe since I have a Hawkeye uniform, let me find Hawkeye. Yoop. Alright, that switched it over to kind of what looks like an MCU Hawkeye. Yeah. That's cool. So that frees up a inventory space. No titles over there. Switch back to roster. Let me get back over to Magik. So what I was saying about Cyclops, yeah, get Cyclops leveled. He may not be your first choice for a hero. You may have not been playing the game for so long. You're like, man, I want to play so-and-so because I used to love playing with them back in the day. But it really is effective to go ahead and get him leveled and use him for the experience boost and everything. Costumes, there used to be a bug that you had to switch to that character to get a costume that you wanted. So, for example, if you were like looking at Angela and you wanted classic, you needed to be like, quote, logged in to Angela or using her. I think that may have changed. And if I remember correctly, it does not consume any resources. Yeah, okay. So, whoa. It has used a resource. Huh. Interesting. I wonder if it, like, automatically, like, regenerates or anything? Ooh. Admittedly, this I don't know about. It used to be that it didn't consume resources when you would buy stuff in the store like that. You just had to be on the character for it. And that's a little new to me as to what happens on that one. I don't know how you build those credits back up.
Hey, I'll never finish my novel with all these distractions.
Oh, that's Stan Lee. Oh, that hurts a little bit.
Sometimes my own power frightens me.
P for powers? No talent points to add yet. So here's the, alright, the Infinity system unlocks at 60. You have to be 25 for the synergy system. If I was able to view this screen, that's where you can see what leveling all the heroes adds to it. You may be able to go back to the old Marvel Heroes wiki and kind of find that stuff out outside of the game.
On deep background.
That's a cool tank. That's a saltwater tank because that's clownfish and everything. I'd love to have a tank like that in my place. Okay, so that went into an experience booster. I do believe there used to be somebody that you could break your gear down with. You would feed them the gear and they would break it into things. I mean, you could straight up sell them. Crafter?
Enjoy a nice, quiet lab.
Crafter, improve an item, left click on. Oh, yeah, the rest. Oh, yeah, the donating. Yeah, I forgot about the donating. Let's see what a right click does. Alt? Okay, so alt right click is the donation. Cool. Kind of vaguely remember that one a little bit. And I believe things just get like you level up what they can do for you when you donate stuff. So it's a good way to take old gear and do something with it. Like my credits right now are pretty good. I don't know that I'm strapped for anything. So let's see what happens when I fill the bar up. 99 damage rating. Use your med kit nearby. Well, I'm never going to have allies, so cool. Leveled them up. Increase the crafter's ranks. Yeah, I think it eventually increases what things that they know. As far as catalyst, oh man, yeah, the catalyst drops. Astral essences, enhanced genomes. Yep. It takes a little while, but boy, it's coming back. Requires level 1 item grade 4 glasses. I wonder who that's for. Like, I know I have a belt for vision over here. So if I wanted to clear my inventory a little bit, what I could do is T for hero roster. Scroll down to the bottom, find vision. And unfortunately, is it too hot? Yeah, okay, it's level 7. Can't do it. Wonder if Green Goblin is here, because there's a bunch of new characters that I really... Yeah, Green Goblin. Never touched him back in the day. Carnage. Didn't play as him, but I would have. I remember when Beast got added to the game, and I think I actually remember when Carnage got added to the game, but I did not play him. I did play as Magneto. Magik, I absolutely loved. I played as Moon Knight, Psylocke. Rogue is a lot. Oh my god. Her old power stealing system, where she could steal powers from somebody and then save them to her powers tree, and then you would assign them, like you could touch Magneto and do this. You could touch Storm and do that. And God, Rogue was so fun back in the day. If you want to talk about a power fantasy for playing Rogue, I think this game really did a good job of that. I got Scarlet Witch back in the original days where characters would drop before you could do the Eternity Shard system. I think it was, you could actually find characters out in the world by getting them to drop. I think I did do Silver Surfer. I did do Taskmaster. I definitely did Ultron. I absolutely had a high level of Ultron. And who else? Cap. I think Cap has the motorcycle for his movement ability. That was fun. I played Cable. Played Cyclops, definitely. Played Doctor Doom. He was a lot of fun. And played Emma, because I remember her mind controls. I always used to walk around with giant mechs and giant dinosaurs as Emma Frost. I really would love to play Emma Frost with a working kit and her mind control abilities, because that was always fun to kind of pick and choose who you wanted your companions to be. But yeah, server version 0.5 seems to be working out really, really well so far. The improvements seem massive. I will, if I can find out anything about the costume credits, I will put it down in the description. Yeah, that's the Eternity Splinters, the random heroes and everything. It seems to be saying that I have some amount of Eternity Splinters already. Currency. Yeah, 414. So I could essentially buy a random hero unlock, but everybody's unlocked, so we would never need to spend that. Ultimate Power upgrade could be something, and of course the cybernetic bonuses, the crafting modules. Yeah, there's the pet. Always, I do believe, goes in the... God, yeah, the pets. Oh, man. That was towards the end of the game, too. And then the Uru Forge slots, the artifacts, relics, the legendaries, rings, team insignias, like the X-Man insignia and everything. Man, it has been too long, Marvel Heroes. I definitely do miss you. I think if you were holding out playing the game until it got to a reasonable state, where you're like, man, I'm kind of waiting for it to get more back to the game that I loved and remembered and everything. This is it. This is where I think you can definitely do it. I think the 0.5 version is where you can go ahead and start believing in playing this and having fun, getting solid progression, getting the abilities that you're used to, getting the resource systems that you're used to, the stats, the drops. This feels super fully fledged, and I don't really know how much else about just the day-to-day playing of a character they can do to make you feel better than what you've got right now in 0.5. Maybe some team-up stuff and the raids and everything like that, but it feels really, really solid at this point. Cooldowns on the abilities, the spirit usage and everything like that. Summons working. Yeah. Seems very, very fully functional to me. So, again, check the description down below for the download links, a link to their Discord, and if I can find out anything about the costume credits, I will mention it down in the description or a pinned comment. Thank you for enjoying this video with me, and I hope you enjoy Marvel Heroes Server Emulator here in 2025. Take care, everybody.